future will be allowed 120 words every day to say. Need to get through all our routine interchange with an eye on word count.
Welcome to the illest podcast on YouTube. It's the Woolen Homestead. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Tiffany. And that was a little bit of a different introduction than we've done before. The reason for that is because yesterday we were out shopping at Meijer and I found this super sick water bottle.
Ew.
I'm sorry, ill. It's ill. It says, Llama said knock you out. What? So yeah, I had to buy this. I like debated on it. I was like, oh, this is such an impulse purchase. Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
We didn't have a water bottle like that anyway.
No, I do not have a water bottle like this.
Well, I mean, just that general shape and size. I don't think too many people have a water bottle with a llama on it, but it's kind of nice though. You know,
yeah.
It'll fit in cup holders. Part of the problem with water bottles in our house is that the Fiesta cup holders, we've got a Ford Fiesta, and the cup holders in it are tiny. You can't fit anything. You can barely fit a 20-ounce pop or soda. All it really fits is cans. All it really fits is like 12-ounce cans, but that should fit really well.
I'm so excited. I'm going to be taking this to work. I sent it to my coworkers. They were like, oh my god, that's hilarious. This is so me. So yeah, Llama said knock you out. I love it. It's even got a little chain.
Excited about it.
I just love it so much.
Just like LL Cool J.
Just like LL Cool J. LL Cool Llama. So, yeah, this is a knitting podcast. And, yeah, like we said, we're Ethan and Tiffany. We have an indie yarn dyeing company called the Woolen Homestead, which you can find on Etsy. There's a link below in the description box, as well as any other social media that you want to check out for us. So after that lovely introduction, let's get into knitting content. We have, oh, by the way, that was our acquisition segment. That's the only thing we bought this week.
Yeah, that was ashamed to say. Besides a boatload of bare yarn to dye up, I mean, we got that.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was quite a big purchase. But other than that, we have a couple of knit-alongs going on. We have the year-long Basket of Mittens knit-along co-hosted by Carrie of My Wool Mitten. Works in progress are allowed, and you can double dip, or double entries. You get double entries by using the Woolen Homestead yarn, as well as our summer Socktacular knit-along, where if you're knitting socks, it's going till August 31st, and you can participate using the hashtag TWH Summer Socktacular 2018. Works in progress are allowed as well, and double entries as well for using our yarn. And all the information as well as the show notes are in the description box below. So if you want to look up those hashtags, they're down there. So that's it for knit-along information. We've got no finished objects this week.
Unfortunately. Okay, that's my fault. I blatantly lied to you guys.
Fault.
No, it's my fault. I blatantly lied to you guys. I said last week I was going to finish the toe on my vanilla socks and blueberry crumb cake. I started the toe.
Yes,
I did start the toe. But some stuff got in the way. We had a batch of blueberry crumb cake that I was dyeing up that didn't quite turn out the way that I wanted it to. It didn't quite live up to our standards. And I mean, it's still great yarn. Like, it looks cool, but it's just not quite
this wasn't
blueberry enough.
Yeah.
And so I spent another dye day dyeing stuff up. Didn't get to the knitting as much as I wanted to.
We also had a very big thing, which I totally forgot about, our truck.
Oh my god, yeah. Alright, that's going in life stuff, but definitely, yeah.
We had a big thing with our truck. I'll put that in the notes.
We were actually kind of figuring out like what we were going to do for life stuff.
We're like, nothing really happened this week. Nothing happened. Except for, like, you know, a big thing with our truck. But, yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah, really kind of. Well, big for us anyway.
Yeah, big for us.
Alright.
So, works in progress.
Works in progress, not finished objects. But This
so
is my
close.
vanilla sock,
Ooh.
and it's coming along. Got sorry about that. You do it enough for me.
I know I do.
Got the toe started on it, and what's really cool for me is because this is my first object that I'm like really working on, really driving towards getting finished.
Yep.
And it's nice because I've got like a really experienced knitter right here, and so anytime I've got a question, I'm able to just talk to you, and you know, I'll be like, the pattern's not making sense, and you'll either fix it. For example, I've got 3 knitting needles, 3 DPNs. These are Haya sharps, but the pattern calls for 4, and so every single, you know, it'll say like knit to, you know, 3 stitches, you know, and then knit 2 together, and for your decreases. Well, it doesn't quite make sense when you've got 4 knitting needles,
right,
that the pattern's calling for 4.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it said on needle 3 do this, needle 4 do this, and you only have the 3 set up. So just to make it a little bit easier to understand, since this was your very first sock, I just rewrote it for 3.
Well, and I don't have a 5th knitting needle.
Because
something happened to it. I'm not sure what. We opened the drawer that I usually store the projects in, and it was completely bent. Those things are hollow, by the way. I didn't know that.
It was a 90-degree angle.
It was at a 90-degree angle. I'm like, how? But it was just the tip. Like, remember,
no, it was like the whole needle was bent in half, and then there was like another bent up on the top. Like the tip was bent as well.
It must have gotten
weird.
shut in the drawer or something. But,
I think so.
But I'm hoping to get this one finished this week. It's so close. It's so close. But for me, I'm really comfortable just doing regular old stockinette. But once I get into like decreases and things like that, I really have to take my time. Yeah. And which is why like I'm trying to learn to read the knitting a lot better, but I still try and like finish on just a regular knitting row rather than a decrease row, just because I just don't want to mess it up. Like, I really want to make sure that this turns out really well. So. Yeah,
well, you're doing wonderful.
Thank you.
Like I was really like excited because it has been so like sporadic on when you've been working on it. Like when you pick it up, you like go right back to it. You remembered what you were doing. Yeah. I was really impressed. I was like, that's awesome.
Well, I learned something really important from this project, and that's to start out, you really want to use like some worsted weight or Aran weight or something. Yeah. Get a project under your belt and a light colored yarn, because you wouldn't think of blueberry crumb cake as really, really dark, but it's hard to see. It's really hard to see.
While you're learning, it's helpful to be able to see what you're...
Yeah, and when you're first starting out, you have to really pay attention to everything you're doing. You don't have any of that muscle memory yet.
Yeah.
And so with the really dark colored yarn, you're just laser focused, and so I can only knit, you know, a few rows at a time before I have to put it down for a couple of minutes just to kind of give my brain a rest. Yeah. Because you're so laser focused on it.
Right. Otherwise you have to be like right under like a lamp.
Exactly. Well, even then, it's like, I'm trying to compare it to something. It would be like doing an intricate drawing or something where you're just constantly, you ever done paper or something where when you get done, you're just brain dead. It's kind of the same way with that.
Yes, especially while you're learning.
Yeah, and I think with a larger yarn, you know, and a lighter yarn, it would probably be a little bit easier.
It definitely gives you that like satisfaction of completing something quicker, and you learn different techniques through it.
Right.
Yeah, that like instant gratification. It's very helpful when you're learning, because you want to keep going then, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you've got that worsted weight yarn that you're gonna dye up, and I think that'll really.
I'm really excited for that. I've decided it's going into a hunting hat. It's going to be either like camo colors or
a lot of people are really excited about that. Oh yeah, blaze orange would be cool.
I was thinking about doing blaze orange, because blaze orange will carry me all the way through well, December actually, because anytime you hunt with a firearm, here in Michigan at least, you have to wear one article of blaze orange clothing that can be seen from 360 degrees. So I usually wear a hat for a couple of reasons. For one, it's up high, so no matter where I'm at, I've got blaze orange. Second of all, the most important part of me is has blaze orange on it, so if you get shot at, it's unlikely, which I have gotten shot at before.
That was a very scary story.
Yeah, I hunt out on public land, and the majority of hunters, the vast majority of hunters, are actually very, very responsible, very, very, very well informed about their firearms. They handle them always as if they're loaded. We're very safe with them. It's kind of like code of conduct. Once
Yeah.
you start hunting, like, you learn everything there is to know about your firearm pretty much, and you're very, very careful with it because they are such dangerous tools. And but occasionally you get people that go out there that just aren't careful.
Yeah.
And I have been shot at because I was walking along and they heard the noise of me walking, crunching leaves, and just started firing. And luckily I was able to get down into like a culvert and get away, but
yeah, that's really
it was
scary stuff.
It was not fun. So having the blaze orange, like, and I actually had blaze orange on. If I remember, it was a vest, but I was walking along the bottom edge of a ridge line. They couldn't see the vest, and so now I wear a hat all the time because you figure, like, you know,
that's gonna stick out. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. Even if you're sitting in a blind that's coming up to your mid chest, you've still got a blaze orange cap on.
Yeah, I think doing the hat in blaze orange would be really good.
Yeah.
Although the other thing you might want to consider is the yarn that we've got is a non-superwash, so it's not going to be as vibrant.
That's true. You know? But see, since it's my personal yarn, I don't care about bleeding. I will dye it to the point
but I mean the finish is matte.
I understand that, but it doesn't really have to be. It doesn't have to be super vibrant. It just has to be a different color than most of the woods is. In fact, there was a push in Michigan. They turned it down, but there was a push to get blaze pink, like really bright pink, allowed for the female hunters. And the main reason is it doesn't really matter what color you're using as long as it's not a color that you see in the woods very often, and you can identify it.
So
as
if it's matte, it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, it could be bright lime green in the middle of November, and you'd still be okay. I mean, not legally you wouldn't, but from a safety aspect, you'd be okay. So really, all I care about is that it's a very bright orange that you know, falls under the definition of blaze orange. So and then you got works in progress as well.
Yes, I do.
You're doing really good.
Yeah. So I have been working on my Villmarksgenersen by Linka, Karoline, Neumann, who is Valley Knits on Instagram. And I adore this sweater. So, oh, I don't want to lose my stitches. Last week, oh wow, that looks really cool. It's gotten great. Last week I think I was down here, and through the beginning of last week I worked mostly on my Sapila sweater, which I didn't grab to show today because I only did like maybe like half an inch more, and that was the end of the yoke. But then I started to work on this, and do you see the little puppy paw prints are showing up now, and I'm so excited. It's really going along. It's a bulky weight yarn. It's Alafas Lopi, and it is just so wonderful to work with. It's worked from the bottom up, and I love how this is coming out. And then yeah, you just like join in the arms, you join them into the yoke, and then so when I'm done, these are all on stitch holders, and I will just have to like graft that together. I'll graft the underarms together. So
you're not even going to need to wear a coat when you wear this
thing is so like thick and sturdy, and I think that's really like what like the Icelandic wool was kind of used for, is like a outerwear.
I want a blanket out of this. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yes, it really is.
You'd have to put a sheet under it, but
yeah. But I'm super excited about this. I cannot wait to wear it in the winter. It gets pretty cold here, and so we're in Michigan. I don't think we mentioned that at the beginning. I keep forgetting to mention that. But
we're in Michigan.
We're in Michigan, and
love Michigan.
Yes. So this, I love this so much. And then I'll hold it up a little bit so you can see the bottom detail. So there's that across the bottom, and it's also got that across the bottom on the sleeve as well. So yeah, I adore this. I love this so much. So this is the pattern's on Ravelry for purchase. It's not crazy expensive at all, and I loved it. So highly recommend it. Very, very fun. I'm so excited about it. And I'm using size US 10 needles. I looked at my notes from last week, and I had written down that I was using like a size US 6. That is not correct at all. That would be really, really tight. I used a size US 7 on the ribbing, but I don't know why I thought I used a size US 6. So hopefully I didn't say that last week, but yeah, so that is it for that sweater. And then I've got a couple other projects. I cast on a new one, and it's in this really sweet little bag that I received from my fiber share partner this year. And I always forget to use this bag, and I love it so much. I found it in with my other project bags, and I was like, I'm gonna get this out. She also made this really sweet,
how cool is that?
This little keychain that has our there we go. It has our logo on it, and I thought that was a really sweet touch. So in this bag, I cast on, it looks like a little baby hat right now, but this is actually, it's called a snood, and it's generally used for, like a lot of people in like the show dog community, they'll use it, but basically what it is it's just like a little hat to go over dogs that have long ears, so they don't get it in their food, their water dish, and so it keeps their ears nice and clean. So one of my coworkers just got a standard poodle about a month or two ago. Yeah, I think it was the beginning of June. And she asked if I could, we did like a little trade, and she asked if I could knit her a snood for her dog. So I had knit one for a previous coworker, and I put little, it's just a tube that goes over their head. So if you can picture that. And then I put little bear ears on it, because I had found this pattern. It's called To Humiliate the Dog. And I will put a link to it. It's a free pattern. And it's so funny. It's so funny. So she had seen our yarn Cosmopolitan, our colorway, and asked if I could do it in that. And so what I did is I just doubled it up, and there we go. I just doubled it up, and so it's about a DK weight, and that's how it's knitting up. And we do have some of this colorway in the shop as well. But I love how it's knitting up. So I just have a little ribbing down here. I'm gonna do straight stockinette, and then it'll end with ribbing at the top. And then in the pattern, there's, it shows you how to crochet the little ears. So I'm so excited for this.
So you putting ears on that one?
Oh yeah, totally,
okay.
totally. And it's just gonna be too cute. So I can't wait. I hope it fits. I had her measure her head, and so she's just got like a little 12.5-inch head. So I just added 2 extra inches for ease. I'm hoping that's enough, and it'll stretch out. It's superwash too as well, so I can always block it out a little bit bigger if I need to. But yeah, I'm so excited about this. So that should not take very long to finish. Once I get going on it, it's just straight stockinette. I might even knit on it when we do life stuff. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see if I can knit and talk. I think I'm getting pretty good at it now. We'll see. We'll see. No promises. But I'm using a size US 7 Knit Picks Sunstruck needles. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you guys is one of our self-striping yarns that Ethan dyed up. Oh god, this was a while ago, I think now. That maybe in the fall?
It was...
Maybe the winter? I don't remember now, but...
you know, I think it was the winter.
Yeah.
Maybe really early spring. I don't think it was the fall though.
Oh, okay. Just the beginning of the year, probably. But I finished one already, but this is the second sock, and I took this on our camping trip, and it's just really, really fun to work on. I'm so excited about that there might be some more self-striping yarn coming at some point. I'm really, really excited about it.
I love self-striping yarn. I love the idea of self-striping yarn because you can so easily plan out exactly how it's going to look.
Exactly.
And I love that.
Yes, you don't have to worry about it being like heavily speckled on one sock and lightly speckled on the other sock, you know?
Exactly, which, you know, that works really cool in a lot of shawls especially, but, you know, being able to dye something up with a specific idea of how you want it to look as a finished product, that's what I think is really cool. My thing is, it's... to the people that dye self-striping yarn, like solely or quite a bit even, hats off to you. It is a different animal entirely. Right. And so I got to figure out a really good way to do it. I've seen multiple methods for doing it, but for the volume of yarn that we dye, I want to get a good process that
we would probably, if you know, when we do have it available, it'll probably be like a here and there sort of thing, I would imagine. You know? So when we do have it, we will let you guys know though, and I'm really excited about it. I love it. I just did a little fish lips kiss heel too on here. This is our Tranquil Blue colorway, which we also have in the shop as well. So yeah, I'm loving this. Super, super enjoyable knit. Love the self-striping. And you did a wonderful job on it. It's knitting up really well.
Thank you.
Excited. So that is it for our works in progress, and next we'll talk about some spinning.
Well, before we do that though, I wanted to show you guys.
I was just gonna say, I forgot. I just saw that we had that on there.
Yeah, my mom actually, who also knits, came up with this awesome sheet, and I'm gonna see if I can get it to focus in on it. There we go. Cool. So it's really, really cool. It's like a sock pattern template. Yeah. And it's got all sorts of places where you can write your own notes in. You know how you get a pattern that has multiple sizes on it, you kind of have to highlight your own you have to highlight your own size throughout the pattern and make sure you're paying attention to what you highlighted. This allows you to eliminate that and pretty much go through the pattern, find all of the information that you need for your size and write it down.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah.
I also feel like this would be really, really helpful for somebody who's learning how to knit a sock.
Oh, yeah.
Like the way that she like laid it out, I just think it's really, really user friendly. And she's planning on, she for sure wanted to put it up on Pinterest because she said when she was looking for sock patterns and she was learning, she said that it was really, really hard for her to find something like this. She had a hard time. It was just a lot of like jumbled things is what she found. So she really wants to put it on Pinterest. And then I was saying that we should also put it up on Ravelry because I know a lot of you guys use Ravelry and I thought that you guys would like it as well. So we're gonna work on that. I'm not sure when that's gonna happen, but I think that's gonna be really cool. And she's just gonna have it for free for everyone. She wants to do it for hats and mittens. And I love it. I just think it's really, really cool.
Yeah, and it's awesome for modifying a pattern too if you need to.
Yes.
And you've got little room for notes everywhere.
Yeah, I really, really like that.
It's really cool.
So cool. So yeah, we're gonna we'll have links when it's available. We'll still put them in, like say you're watching this in the future, we'll have links for it in the description box.
Yep.
But yeah, we're really, really excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it for works in progress. Next up is spinning. So I am so excited. So any spinners out there know that the Tour de Fleece is going on and it goes till the end of the month. And last week I had showed a fiber braid from Wound Up Fiber Arts that I'm planning to spin for the tour. And I was like, I really, really like it. And so I was like feeling like, oh, maybe I shouldn't use it. Maybe I should, because I just got it like earlier this year, you know, and sometimes you want to just keep that stash nice and pretty. And then there was a part of me that was just like, just do it. It's fun, you know, I enjoy it. And I had been kind of in a spinning lull because I had just been spinning this like undyed like sample that I was just trying out. And so I prepped the fiber, like and by prepping the fiber I mean I just like split the fiber into the strips to spin. And I started spinning and I was just so excited. I was so into it. This is what I have spun so far and I love it so much. So this is that braid from Wound Up Fiber Arts. It's called Must Have. And I just, oh my gosh, I'm so like back into my spinning game. It makes me so happy. I was just, it was like, I was watching Amber of Yarn Hoarder and she was talking about her Tour de Fleece spins and she was just so excited about it and she was so like enthusiastic about it and she was just spun so much stuff and that really, really like translated across the screen for me and got me excited. And that's when after I watched her, I decided to set mine up. So
yeah, it's really neat looking stuff.
Yeah, I love it. So here's some of the little like nests that I've got. What I did was I just split it in half. So this is the whole other half. I haven't split this down into the separate braids or the separate strips yet. So I split it into, let's see, into 4 little nests. So I split it in half, then split that one of those halves into 4 little nests, and then this is the other half. And what I did was I picked one end to start spinning from, and so the whole first half is all spun from that end and then the other half is going to be spun from the opposite end. So it'll be really barber poled, really just very colorful. There's not really any like striping sequence to it, so it's just going to be super fun and just look at all that color. I love it so much. And my plan is to knit like a DK weight 2-ply hat out of it. I just think that's going to be, and this is all superwash merino. And like I said, it's Wound Up Fiber Arts. She's on Instagram and she has her own website and her stuff is just fun. If you love really like brightly colored fiber and just colors in general, you'll love her stuff. So yeah, so that is my spinning. And I think that's all I've got to talk about for it. I spin on a Ashford Kiwi too, and I love it. It's a great beginner wheel, and I do not feel like I have grown out of it at all. I really love it. There's, you know, so many fancy ones that it's like, oh, it'd be great to have those, but I do not feel like, oh, I can't use this wheel anymore because I've grown past it. Like, I do not feel like that at all. I really love that wheel. It's a great price point. Yeah. You actually had surprised me with it.
Yeah, I did a lot of research on it actually.
You
and
did.
What I was looking
so
for,
cute.
well, what I was looking for was something that was really good, well, decent quality, at a decent price point.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know how much you were gonna love spinning.
Right. I had done drop spindling. And I really liked that. And I remember the drop spindling was really hurting my wrist. Because you're doing a lot of like this motion. And that would really hurt my wrist. And I thought, you know, gosh, like spinning at a wheel, you're like this. I figured that would, you know, and it has. It's, It does.
Well, and it's a little bit faster too. And,
yeah, definitely a lot faster.
And we actually, we bought the unfinished version. You can buy them either finished or unfinished. And yeah, I finished that one. I hand rubbed it with tongue oil, which I can highly recommend for something like a spinning wheel. The tongue oil finish worked awesome. Yeah. It kind of gives you a nice matte finish.
Yeah, and, it's just over there off to the side.
That's why I keep looking at it.
We're both like, oh. I just look at it longingly. I'm like, I love you.
Yeah, it's been really, really nice.
Wonderful.
The on the foot pedals, you know, the finish hasn't worn off on it at all. And you spin with just socks on, don't you?
Yeah, or barefoot.
Or barefoot, but yeah, and it's worked really, really well. Yeah. You haven't had any problems with drive bands stretching out or shrinking?
Nope, it's probably time for me to change it, just because you just want to change it.
Maintenance.
Yeah, exactly, but no, nothing.
But it's a good workhorse. It's a good workhorse. I mean, it does pretty much everything you need it to do.
Yeah.
You know, and there's lots of parts for it. That's the cool thing about it being in Ashford. There's parts for it everywhere.
Yeah, the Woolery is a great place. If you're a spinner and you need parts, thewoolery.com.
And they're awesome too. When we ordered it, it came missing a spindle, and they sent us one. Like pretty much no questions asked, just sent it right out. And
it was
that was
a whirl,
awesome. Or a whirl,
Yep. But yeah, it was, and we had, or you had, because I think it was like a deal, you got the, there was like a, I don't remember what they called it, but it was like a high-speed kit. I think that's what it was. Yeah, that's been really nice. I strongly suggest that because that's really great for plying. If you want to ply at like a higher ratio, it's great for that. So. And
then you learned how to spin off of Craftsy classes, didn't you? Yes. Pretty much.
Yep. I learned initial spinning on a drop spindle through YouTube. Just watching on YouTube, and got the hang of the drafting. And then I did the park and draft method a lot. So you start the spinning and then you just like either put it between your legs or you put it in your arm and then draft out that way. And then when we got the wheel, I just tried, like, I think just through YouTube actually, and that was rough.
Yeah.
That was, oh, and also remember when I first started, I started using that high-speed whirl because we didn't have the other one.
Yeah.
Do not recommend that. That was rough. And I got so frustrated. It was a steep learning curve at the beginning. And then there was a sale on Craftsy, and I got the sale. Yeah. There was two of them. There was one from Amy King that was just like a general about your spinning wheel one, and I don't remember the name. Oh, Fundamentals of Spinning, I think is what it was called, or Foundations of Spinning. And then the other one was my favorite. It's called Drafting from Worsted to Woolen. Oh my gosh, that is an amazing Craftsy class.
Your spinning took off after that.
Yep, it really, really did. And I think they've changed Craftsy now where it's more like Netflix where you pay per month and you can use all of their videos.
Oh, that's really nice.
Oh yeah, and I don't know if you could still just buy the class. You might still be able to individually, but I strongly recommend it. It's really, really good.
Especially if you don't have someone that's that's already a spinner that can sit down with you and teach you. I mean, that's the ideal situation, right?
Definitely, like going through a guild, things like that.
Or, you know, if you got a local yarn shop that has spinners there, but if you don't have access to that, I mean, Craftsy, definitely a really good way to go.
It was, I loved it. So, yeah, strongly recommend that, that class. And, yeah. I think that's it for spinning. So next we're going to talk about shop news. Okay, so next up is shop news. We will be having a shop update this Friday, July 20th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can find the link to our Etsy shop in the description box below if you want to be taken right to the shop. And yeah, should we also show what is in the shop currently in case people want to go check out our yarns?
Absolutely. We got not a ton.
Yeah, left, but we have a decent selection.
We got a decent selection.
Yeah, definitely stuff that you can pair together for sure. So first up is birthday cake. And this is kind of a cream base with mint and blue, pink, and yellow specks throughout. And I always think that this just looks wonderful for like a little kid's hat or garment.
Would be awesome.
I really like that idea. Obviously it can be used for anything that you want. If you like those colors, it does not have to be just for a child, but because I personally would use that as well. But yeah, that's what I think it would look good as.
Yeah.
Next up is Tranquil Blue.
Yeah, I love this. I love this tonal. This is probably my favorite tonal that we have.
Yeah.
It's definitely my favorite to dye because it's so consistent, and I love consistency.
You
like,
do,
it's
which
my
is
jam.
great.
I love it.
It's awesome that you love consistency.
Well, and what's
it
really
makes
cool,
a difference with our yarns.
What's really cool is that the tonality that shows up is not that hard to do with this one.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, with some of the other tonals we have, getting the tonal appearance without getting big, long white spots on the yarn, well, bare spots anyway, it's tough.
Yeah.
With Tranquil Blue, it's not hard.
It just does the work for you. It's awesome. This is Mauvelous. So this is a nice, it's a mauve-y tonal, hence the name. But yeah, I really love this soft color of mauve. I think that this is a great tonal to accent like anything in a shawl. Even it could also be used in like a patterned sock. That would look really nice. On any of our tonals in a patterned sock would be really, really good. But yeah, I think our tonals work well. This is also, this is Heather Gray.
Yeah,
and
this is a newer one.
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
This will pair well with Mauvelous as well,
or
I think.
anything.
Really,
I
yes.
mean, yeah,
you can
it's
pair
great.
it with anything.
You can pair it with birthday cake and it would work, you know.
Yeah, it's a real like...
Actually, the reason that I dyed this one was because I didn't think we had anything really in the shop that you could pair with literally any color. And since it's so neutral, you really can. And we had another tonal Dove Gray a while ago, and this is just a little bit darker than that.
Yes, yep, Dove is a little bit lighter. It's in my Sapila sweater if you want to see how that knits up. But this is just a little bit darker one, so you got options that way. This is Lovebird. And this is on our Polworth DK base.
Is this the only one we've got in the shop is Polworth?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure. But because I know Stormy Night was our only other one, and I think that sold out. So, yeah. I really love this. I was saying the other night when I was spinning that if we ever got spinning fiber for the shop, that I would want him to dye me up Lovebird in spinning fiber, and I could spin a sweater.
Yeah.
I would love that in spinning fiber. I think it would be gorgeous.
What's really cool about this one is you look at the yarn, you look at the hanky yarn, and you just start to see more and more colors the more times you look at it. You know, you see bright blues popping up, and you know, dark purples, and you know, dark pinks, and it's really kind of neat how the dye works with that one.
Hagrid's Happy Hour.
Kind of a mainstay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, definitely. I love dyeing this one up. This one has lots of awesome speckles in there. And
has a lot of variation of color too, which is cool.
A lot of variation of green too. You get everything from kind of a lime green to a dark forest green to kind of an emerald look.
Yeah.
Along with some of the brown speckles in there. It really, chartreuse.
It's cool.
And it looks really,
pops of blue
really
and
neat.
pink and purple. It's really cool.
They all kind of go together.
Yeah.
And then
we have Warm Sunrise Yellow.
Yeah.
I love this tonal as well.
Definitely. And actually, this one would go well with the Tranquil Blue, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, that would look really nice. Kind of a nice gold color.
Also another good one for pairing in shawls. I even think with the gray as well. You know, like a like a grello.
Definitely. A grello.
You ever heard of grello?
No,
it's
I have not
gray yellow.
Did you just make that
I
up?
did not, I promise.
It sounds like something you just make up.
It does sound like something I would make up, but it's not. This is Nebula. So this is a nice vibrant purple with pops of pink and black. Purple and yellow and green and blue. This is another one where it's like everywhere you look there's a different color popping up.
What's really cool, I love this one spot on this skein is so cool. You can kind of see, I don't know if the camera might not do it justice, but right in there, that just is so awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun when you're knitting with speckled yarn like that because every little stitch you kind of get surprised with the colors that pop up.
Definitely.
I love it.
And then
Cosmopolitan. So this is that, actually I've got that right here.
Yeah,
when I'm knitting
see how
with.
it knits up.
Yeah. So this is,
we can kind of put them.
this is what Cosmopolitan looks like knit up, and yeah, super fruity and awesome.
Well, we had trouble trying to figure out what to call this.
Yeah, we were going through a bunch of different colors.
We were gonna call it Sex on the Beach, and we're like, we knew we wanted like a summer drink name was what we were going for, and then, you know, Cosmopolitan just kind of came to us. So
yep, it definitely had to be a fruity drink of some sort. Wanderlust.
Wanderlust.
I have to say it in a German accent. I have to.
Wanderlust.
I have to.
This is an awesome color. This is probably, I always say like, yeah, this is my favorite, this is my favorite. This is my favorite really right now.
Yeah. There's 2 of these left.
There are, yeah. And it is so cool. Honestly, kind of similar to Hagrid's Happy Hour when you look at it, but
more purple though.
Much more purple. And
almost has like a gray look to it too.
It does.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's almost kind of a cross between our Earl Grey colorway, which we don't currently have in the shop.
Right.
I should dye some of that up too.
Yeah, I love that one.
And Hagrid's Happy Hour. It's
you could
really neat.
You could totally like fade those together too.
Yes, you could. Oh man, you could fade the 3 of them together. That would look really cool.
That might have to happen. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And strawberry rhubarb pie.
Yep.
I love this.
Definitely. And this one, I'm not sure how many more batches we'll have in the shop this year because we're coming up on fall, and this is kind of a summery sort of yarn. We may continue dyeing it, but
it just kind of depends because sometimes, you know, once we get into fall and Christmas, those kind of take precedent.
Right, yeah, we get so many seasonals that we don't have a lot of space in the pots for other stuff.
Right,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, this one, and we've got, what, 2 of these left in the shop, or is this the last one?
Oh, I'm not sure on that one. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to save. I think there might be just one, though.
And
yeah, this one always goes really fast.
Definitely. We got some gold speckles in there and some really fine red speckles. And we had mentioned on the last podcast that we've changed up the red that we use in this because our supplier... Yes, it worked out well. Our supplier, when we went to reorder the red, the supplier that we had been going through, the red wasn't, they weren't able to get a good red, or they're having problems with their supplier, and so we went with a different supplier, and I am sticking with it. Like it works really, really well.
Good. This is Professor Sprout.
First batch that I ever dyed, well, not first batch, but first yarn, first colorway that I ever dyed.
It was your very own. You made it up yourself.
Yeah, and it worked out well.
I love it.
And like most yarns that you dye when it's your first time, this did not turn out how I had originally imagined it.
That is so common.
It's so common. I was like, but it's so cool. That's what's great about yarn dyeing, though, is you'll start go like, oh, this is what I want it to look like, and then you open up like the foil when you look underneath, you look underneath the foil in the pan where the yarn's sitting. After it's been setting, you go, wow.
Well, no.
Well, that's cool. That's different.
Not what I wanted at all.
But this one turned out really well, and we've just been continuing to dye it ever since.
Such a pretty mint. I love that. Oh
yeah, definitely. Very, very calming, very gentle.
Yes,
color.
For those who like very soft colors, this one is definitely in that vein, along with like Marvelous.
Definitely.
You know, I think it kind of goes with that, and I really like that as well.
New to the shop this week. Well, not a new colorway, but
it was newly stocked.
Stocked Dragon Egg.
Dragon Egg, yes.
And this is kind of one of our more popular ones as well.
It is.
Kind of a nice deep forest green and some bright oranges. This is probably the orange that I'll go with when I dye up the yarn for that hat.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
Nice bright orange, and there's some deep black speckles in there as well.
Yes.
Some nice tonality to that green.
Yeah, I love that colorway.
And then
Tiny Dancer.
Yeah.
Yes, so we have a couple of skeins of this left, and then we have another batch that we're ready to stock once this dye lot sells out. So
okay.
Yep, we've got nice purple speckles with blue. Another soft one also would pair well with Professor Sprout, and would work well in a sweater. And yeah, I really like this one as well.
There we go. So yeah, it would look really nice in a sweater. That one did not want to focus.
No, it did not. Sometimes we get some stubborn ones on on this camera.
Well, it makes me wonder, like when we have issues with focusing, I'll bet you it's partially because of the speckles. Because if you try and use autofocus on a grid, like graph paper, a lot of times it'll have issues focusing as well.
Gotcha.
Because of the way that the image sensors work. So
that makes sense. That totally makes sense.
Sounds right. Anyway.
Yeah. This is a stormy night. Yes.
And this one, we've got a couple of these left in the shop.
Yeah, we got 2 of those. Also, I just see a lot of these that I want to pair together. Like really bad. I just think.
Oh wow, yeah, that would look cool.
Oh, okay. So Professor Sprout, Marvelous, Heather Gray, Wanderlust, and Stormy Night.
That would look really cool.
Yes. Oh man, we might have to take a picture and put these on Instagram. I really like those together. Ooh, fun. Oh, love it. Love it.
Also,
all right, what else we got?
We got some mitten kits.
Yes, we have a couple of these left. I believe we have 2 of each colorway.
Yep.
So, let's see. The green one is the Fern kit, and then the bottom one is the Tranquil Blue kit. And that is to make the Songbird Mittens by Erica Heuser. With each kit, you do get a 20% off coupon code that is sent out with the kit for that pattern. So, and that coupon code is good till the end of the year. So yeah, and you can use it for other mittens if you would like as well, but I strongly recommend that pattern of the Songbird Mittens. I loved knitting that pattern.
Next we have Candy Cornucopia.
Yay!
And this is the reason that we've got this kind of out of its hank rather than, you know, twisted up, is so that you guys can kind of see how it looks. This would create some nice pooling.
Yep.
And definitely a fall colorway.
Yes.
But hey, it's that time, right?
No, yes. I was talking with Lindsay of Simply Serving HK. She makes those little clay like progress keepers, and we were talking about how we're so excited for fall, and she's totally in the fall mood too. She's been making little like candy corns and ghosts, and oh my gosh, it's just, I'm so excited. So excited.
So yeah, definitely. And that's what's in the shop.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got an update, what, July 20th?
Friday.
Yeah.
Yep. And
6 p.m.
Yeah, as far as what we'll have, you can keep a lookout on Instagram to see what we will have coming into the shop this Friday. But if you have any requests, go ahead and leave them in the comments below, or message us. You can message us as well.
Yeah, and even just stuff you'd like to see in the shop. You
know,
definitely. Ideas, I mean, throw them out
there.
Yeah,
if there's like certain tonals you'd like to see, whatever.
If you guys say, you know, if we get enough comments saying that we want, or that you guys want pink and purple stripes,
oh yes,
I
vote
what
yes.
You want,
I love pink and purple.
So yeah, don't be afraid
you want
to
pink
comment.
And purple stripes.
Yeah, don't be afraid to comment below and tell us what you want to see, and we're happy to meet any requests. And
yes, definitely. Also, if you're looking for a custom order, like a sweaters quantity, especially if you want to make a sweater, please message us so then we can dye it all for you in a dye lab versus you just trying to like get it when you can, because otherwise you're gonna get the dye lots are gonna be all different, and you're gonna have a much more cohesive project if you do like a custom order. And we do not charge extra for our custom orders.
No, we do not. The only thing that we request is you know, when we put up the custom order, what is it, 2 weeks?
Yeah, if you can purchase it within 2 weeks.
We let the custom order stand for 2 weeks.
Yep.
That way.
Yep.
And the only reason we do that, I mean, is just so that a lot of times people do custom orders for, you know, seasonal items. And so if we have a custom order for a seasonal item, and then if somebody doesn't end up purchasing it, and I mean, an Etsy listing can last for like 3 months, and so it would be really hard for us to kind of move that if somebody decided that they didn't want the yarn. So that way, if we get the 2 weeks, and even if we give the 2 weeks, somebody says, yeah, just for some reason something didn't work out, I'm not able to purchase that, at least we got a good, with no worries, we've got a good way of moving that if it's a seasonal item. So
wonderful. So yeah, that's what's in the shop, and I think that's all we're gonna do for shop news. So then next we're gonna go into life stuff. So next up is life stuff.
Life stuff.
So,
AKA the rambling stuff.
Yes, always. So
every time.
What do we got going on in life stuff?
Not a lot. we haven't done a lot this week. We tell you the things we didn't do. We didn't go camping.
Yeah, we were gonna go camping.
We were supposed to get a tremendous thunderstorm come across the Great Lakes into Michigan. And then well, in Michigan, you learn when they say you've got a strong thunderstorm coming. You've got a strong thunderstorm coming. The Great Lakes create kind of their own weather system.
They do.
And so sometimes storms coming across from Wisconsin amp right up, especially if the water's hot.
Yeah.
And it gets pretty crazy. You know, you don't really want to be outside in a tent.
No.
So
even a waterproof tent, like you
and we've got a great tent. We got an outfitter tent.
Yeah.
But I'm still, I don't know. I didn't want to spend all weekend in it.
Yeah.
Decided not to go. But unfortunately today, and I'm looking out the window now, it is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Sun's shining, birds are singing, and we don't have a thunderstorm to get out of it. But
yeah, we usually, if we're gonna go, I have Mondays and Tuesdays off, so we would go Sunday night and then Monday come back Tuesday, just to have like even just a little small camping trip in.
Right.
You know, since we didn't, you know, have anything like, because every time we plan it, it downpours or something really bad. We've talked about that before. We have really bad luck, so we were like, you know what? We're gonna. But
the upside is you guys get a podcast out of it. So
yes, exactly. So
this
is good. Otherwise, you know, going 2 weeks at a time and even 3 weeks, it's just you get so much stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know. But yeah, we got some cool stuff coming up though. Next week, instead of a regular podcast, we're going to be doing a live Q&A. On YouTube.
Yes, right here on YouTube. And so yeah, we'll announce it too on like our Facebook and Instagram.
Yep. And in the vein of that, we're going to have a giveaway.
Yes.
We hit 3,000 followers on Instagram.
Yep.
And so what we're going to do is, in order to enter for the giveaway, we're going to be giving away, well, first of all, we're going to be giving away a skein of our yarn. And we haven't decided what skein we're going to give away yet, have we? You want to decide right now?
Let's do it.
Right now?
Let's pick one.
All right. What do you think
Let's do Tiny Dancer.
Tiny Dancer?
Yep. Let's do Tiny Dancer.
All right, Tiny Dancer. So, we're formulating all of this on the podcast, by the way. We didn't talk about it beforehand at all. So bear with us. Unedited. Raw.
Yes.
Uncut. But,
raw and uncut.
Alright, yeah. It's fitting that we introed with LL Cool J, right?
We should outro with LL Cool J too.
Wait, no, I don't think so. But Tiny Dancer, we'll be giving a skein of Tiny Dancer away.
Yep.
To a lucky participant.
Yes.
So.
And how do you enter?
How do you enter? Well, we're going to figure that out right now. So, how should they enter?
You can comment on Instagram. We'll have an Instagram post. The post is not up yet. We'll have a post on Instagram and of a picture, and it'll say that it's a giveaway. And what you have to do is you have to enter the usual way, which will have all of the rules in the post. But you know, you'll tag a friend, but then also you ask a question, because we're going to be doing a Q&A video. So
yes. So live. In order to enter, they have to go to Instagram and follow us.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, be a follower.
They have to comment.
Yes, by tagging a friend. And in that same comment, they will ask a question.
Correct.
For the Q&A video.
And then feel free to should we have them comment on this video as well?
If they want to. For entering, it'll be all done on Instagram, since it's an Instagram giveaway.
Okay.
You know, so if you want to leave your questions for the Q&A, though, you can leave those here as well. You can message them with us. You can put them on Ravelry, wherever you want.
Okay, perfect. So.
Yep.
Follow on Instagram.
Yes. Like the post.
Like the post.
Yep.
Comment on the picture on Instagram, the giveaway picture on Instagram.
Yep.
With a friend's name.
Yep.
So, and also a question for the Q&A session.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
I think we got that.
Yeah.
So as far as the questions that you guys can ask us, I mean, pretty much anything.
Pretty whatever.
Except for obviously personal, like really personal questions, stuff you wouldn't ask your mom or your grandma.
Yeah, if you wouldn't ask your mom or your grandma, don't ask us. That would be silly.
Yeah, right. The only other stipulation that we have is no political questions. We kind of consider ourselves to be pretty apolitical podcast and business. We don't bring our politics into it, and the reason that we do that is because, for one, we don't want to we don't want to turn anybody away. We don't want anybody to feel like we're rallying against them or rallying for them. We
want this to be a safe haven.
Well, yeah, in a sense, for sure.
Joke around and have fun and...
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if people want political opinions, there's no shortage of them out there. Like, you can go find some. And so, as far, we're a couple of people enjoying dyeing yarn, knitting, and spinning yarn, and so we just figure, and enjoying the outdoors and outdoor activities and whatnot. And so we figure it's probably best for us to keep it to that, and we don't want anybody to feel. We don't want to incite anything. We don't want to start any arguments.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you start getting into that, you know.
We love you guys, and we want to just have fun.
Absolutely,
so.
and we definitely respect all opinions, and we respect. I mean, pretty much, we respect everybody's right to an opinion. And so in that vein, especially once you start getting into political questions, and here's another main reason, is that in order to fully explain yourself as far as a political stance, if you disagree with someone, you really need to sit down and have a long conversation with them. Because otherwise it's really, really easy to misconstrue what someone's saying or what someone doesn't mean or what they do mean. And that's not the purpose of us. So, that being said, anything else? And we wrote out a couple of prompts for you guys. Like, I know a lot of times, you know, you go, oh yeah, ask somebody a question, and it's like, well, what do I ask them? There are actually a ton of things that you guys can ask us. Yarn, anything about yarn.
Anything. We love talking about yarn.
Yeah, definitely. Anything about dyeing, we are happy to tell you anything about dyeing.
Yeah.
We are not secretive about, we're not secretive about dyeing yarn. Like, the fact is, if you want to learn how to dye yarn, yeah, we sell yarn that we dye, but if you want to learn how to dye yarn, it's all over YouTube. It's not an insanely difficult process. It is a time-consuming process, and it can be expensive to get started.
And everyone, you know, develops their own techniques and things like that.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
And so, but it boils down to, short of actually giving out recipes of exactly how we do stuff, I mean, we're not going to do that, but as far as how do I get started dyeing yarn, what's it like, what's the basic process, we're totally happy to share that information. Absolutely. Hunting and fishing, I live in the woods pretty much. Like, I love hunting, I love fishing.
It's like, where's Ethan come November, October, November?
Totally. So you guys can ask me anything you want to about hunting and fishing. And even if you're against hunting or against fishing, you want to ask me something like, how can you hunt but still be an animal lover? I'm totally open to answering questions like that.
You're very passionate about it.
Yeah, we just ask you to be respectful, you know. So, kayaking, camping.
Something we're very into.
Absolutely. We love kayaking, we love camping. If you want to ask us anything about kayaking, camping, tenting, backpacking, anything like that, feel free. Knitting, spinning.
Yes.
Tiffany's probably more qualified to answer questions.
Spinning, have you?
I've never done spinning. Well, I think with the drop spindle I tried once.
Okay.
But anything with knitting and spinning, we are totally happy to answer that. Tiffany will probably take most of those questions, along with our next category, dog grooming and dogs.
Yes, anything about dog grooming or dogs. If you have any questions about that, I'm happy. I'm very passionate about that, so I'm happy to talk about that.
So, like, what sorts of things would, you know,
like you know, and it could be even generic things like, you know, what's a good shampoo to use? How often should I trim my dog's nails? You know, things like that. My dog's acting like this, why is it doing that? You know, obviously I can't answer like veterinarian questions. I can't answer anything, you know, related to sicknesses and things like that. You know, it's out of my scope of practice, if you will. If you can call dog grooming a practice. Yes. And but yeah, anything along the, you know, anything about different dog breeds, I'm happy to talk about that. I love that. So
as far as anything else, I mean, fitness, getting in shape, losing weight, building muscle, anything to do with fitness.
He is like a fountain of knowledge with that stuff.
I don't know if I go about fountain of something.
You are.
But I am, for those of you that are new to the podcast or that don't know, I am an NSCA CPT, which stands for National Strength and Conditioning Association Certified Personal Trainer. It's one of the most recognized certifications in the United States.
It's a hard test.
Yeah, I think right now it's got a 50% pass rate, 60% pass rate. It did when I took it anyway,
Yeah.
but I went to school for it. Oh, thank you.
You did.
I went to school for it, and so I'm a personal trainer. That's my other job. So if you guys have any questions relating to anything fitness, even like diets and things like that, I can answer basic questions about diets. Being that I'm a personal trainer, I don't do a lot of stuff to do with specialty diets and things.
You're not a nutritionist.
Yeah, I'm not a well, nutritionist and registered dietitian are two different things. That's an interesting point you bring up, though.
Yeah.
But I'm not a registered dietitian, meaning that I will not give out customized meal plans for anyone. But if you've got questions about something like the keto diet or intermittent fasting or Atkins or what have you, any kind of diet, South Beach diet, you hear something about that, and you've got questions about it, let me know and comment. I'll answer questions about that. Building muscle, getting started on a strength training program, cardiovascular training, just general weight loss, training precautions for people that are older, training for precautions for people that are recovering from certain injuries and illnesses. Yeah,
and you helped me figure out that I had exercise-induced asthma. Yep. We didn't know. I had no idea that that's what my problem was.
Right, and I can't. I'm not qualified to diagnose anything as a personal trainer.
We went to the doctor and I talked to the doctor about it, but
you were just what I can do is I can see a set of symptoms. I can see signs, symptoms, and I can refer somebody and say, hey, this is kind of what this sounds like. You should probably go check it out or have a doctor check it out. That's what we did in your case.
You were running with me and you were like,
yeah, so I'm totally open to any questions related to fitness.
Yeah, which I didn't even know that was a thing. Yep. I had no idea that was a thing. So
us and our relationship.
Yeah. We did get some questions about how we met, so we'll cover that. Basically what we're doing is there's a Ravelry thread and then questions from people have left in the comments. We're just kind of making a list of those that we'll have at the Q&A, but we'll also, make a list of the ones that you guys leave for the giveaway and any ones that you leave on here. But yeah, we've had that. Yeah, so we'll cover that.
Yeah, and, anything you want to know, pretty much. Like we said, that's more where the if you wouldn't ask your mom thing comes in, which we know people aren't going to ask crazy personal stuff, but it's kind of a disclaimer.
Like, who steals the covers, things like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's her.
It's me.
And the dogs. But it's more the dogs. But music, anything to do with music. We both have a pretty rich background in music.
Very.
You more so than me, but
but you have a very musical background as well, though.
So ask us anything about music. We're between the two of us, we're reasonably knowledgeable.
Yeah. I actually have my certificate.
Yeah?
Yeah, certificate of musicianship studies. That is a hard word to say. Bona fide. I'm not bona fide. I got a certificate. But you know what? That was still a lot of work for what it was.
Yeah. It's a ton of work. I took a music class last semester.
Yes.
I took a music class, and that's hard stuff.
Yeah, and they called it elements of music or something, but it was music theory. It was.
Yeah, you think elements of music? They hand you a little recorder and go, all right, we're learning Mary Had a Little Lamb, and that was. It was not the case. That.
It was definitely music theory for sure.
For sure, but the teacher was amazing.
Yeah,
so
that helps.
Professor,
that makes a big difference. But yeah, so I've got my certificate in that, and I used to actually teach piano a little bit, and that was something my mom did as well. So if you have any questions about that, go ahead and ask. So
just to quickly recap, it's for like the millionth time. Part of the way we're gathering questions for this live Q&A that we are doing on Monday the 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
On YouTube.
Yep. It's going to be a giveaway for a skein of Tiny Dancer.
Yes.
So what you have to do is go over to Instagram and you have to follow us.
Yep.
You have to find the post that will have the giveaway on it and comment with a question
and
tag a friend. Like the photo, tag a friend.
Yes.
And you're all set.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yep.
What else did we do this week?
The truck.
The truck. I almost forgot about that again. Okay.
It was a very big thing, but it was very quick.
It was very quick. Okay, so you called me on your way to work.
Yes. it was like Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah.
And you said it feels like the truck's brakes are grabbing.
Yes. It felt like, yeah, like it reminded me of like when I was on my bike or something and I'd be like trying to ride like with my brakes on a little bit, like going down like a steep hill or something, and you know, you have that feeling. It felt like that, but on the truck, and I was not applying the brakes at all.
Oh, real quick though, I completely forgot. I'm also a mechanic too, so
yes.
I don't work on cars as much anymore. I don't do it for money anymore, but and I don't keep all my certifications. But I was a state certified mechanic as well, and I went to school for that too. Yep. So if you guys have any questions about cars, comment as well.
And biking. We were just talking about bikes. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, biking, motorcycling. I'm yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So sorry. Anyway.
Yeah, no, totally. But yeah, that was pretty much what happened. And I called you, and then I came back home. I got like halfway down the road, and then came back home and switched out the cars because I had to work at 7 a.m. So I was like, I gotta get going. So I just switched them out and then told them what was going on. And then while I was at work, you kind of checked it out and.
Yeah. So I drove it around the block, and it felt like the brakes were dragging a little bit, not too bad, but the main problem was the steering was really loose, and I've been battling with the steering gear in this truck forever. And the way that a steering system works is you've got your steering wheel, and then you've got a little shaft that goes down to a gear at the front of the car, and then there's usually a linkage that comes out of that gear and runs out to the wheels. If you hear tie rods, you guys have probably heard about tie rods. Some of your tie rods go bad and whatnot. The tie rods are the linkage to the actual wheels that they go into.
This is all Greek to me. So I'm so thankful that you know what this stuff is.
But basically, there's a couple of main parts on a truck like mine. Well, used to be.
Yes.
Ours. But you've got your steering gear, and then right out of the steering gear, you've got this little bar that comes out, and that's called a pitman arm. And that runs to a center link, and then out from the center link you've got tie rods, an inner and outer tie rod, and the outer tie rod end connects to the wheels. Well, I had originally rebuilt the entire front end of the truck. We'd put in new tie rods, we'd put in new pitman arm, new idler arm, and I did a lot of work on that truck, but it was still kind of loose. It was a lot better, but it was kind of loose.
Yeah.
And so a few weeks ago I put in a new steering box in it, which is the steering gear. And steering gears aren't cheap. This thing ran me about $200 or so.
Still cheaper than taking it in.
Yeah.
But
well, and then once we got it on the road, the steering was really, really loose again.
Yeah. Especially once you got up to higher speeds.
Yep.
Like 45 being
exactly.
high. You know.
and I tested it out, and the new steering box that we had been sent was faulty. And the problem was I had ordered it online, and so you got to pay return shipping.
Yeah.
And between these things are like 40 pounds, and so the return shipping is outrageous. And I'm like, you know, I'm just done with it.
Yeah.
So I looked at it. Yeah, the steering gear was bad. It had a cracked windshield. I'd hit a turkey with this thing at about 70 miles an hour. I was going to school one day.
It was on the highway too, like.
Yeah.
Not
turkey.
The place you usually see turkey.
Well, here you do.
Yeah, here. Yeah.
But basically, I was going down the highway, and all of a sudden, this turkey's running out from the median, and I didn't have any chance. I was boxed in by cars.
It was Monday morning commute.
Yep, boxed in by cars, and this turkey ran right out. And the last thing it heard was Dio blaring over my radio. The last thing it saw was headlights. But this thing, it cracked the front grille, and I had kind of like rigged it back up to kind of work, and you know, the rims were kind of old and shot on it. And so I was thinking, you know, for the amount of money we're gonna have to put into this thing to fix it up, even if I'm doing the labor, it's gonna be ridiculously expensive. The motor was starting to develop a knock, and so I called you when you got out of work.
Yep.
And I was like, because we were both on the title of the truck, and I said, we got to go over and scrap it. Like, I'm just done. So now, we're in the market for an SUV so that we can take the dogs with us. That was the main limitation with the truck.
Yes. Like, we could fit them back there.
Kind of.
Yeah. It was pretty scrunched. But
it was.
But it was good for Ella because she tries to not get up in the front, but she silver surfers it. She call her silver surfer. But she like stands up in between, and like she'll put her head in between like the front two.
She finds your blind spot.
Yes,
every single time.
And so with that truck, it was nice because then she couldn't do that.
Right.
That was nice. So.
But we're thinking an SUV with 4-wheel drive this time. The old truck was 2-wheel drive.
Yes, 4-wheel drive is like a must.
It's a godsend up here because sometimes the roads will get so bad that you can't even drive a car down the road.
Yep.
And it'll be hours and hours before they plow. And for me, what I end up having happen is I'll go out hunting in the morning at like, 4 a.m. I'll head out there, and then by the time I get back for lunch, my car's completely snowed in.
Yeah. And
so I've spent literally hours digging myself out of an old country road just to get back to the main roads because I've only had rear wheel drive. So really excited to get 4-wheel drive this time. I miss my old trucks that had 4-wheel drive. Definitely excited to get it back.
Yeah.
So we're on the hunt now.
Time. It was a 98.
It was 1998.
Yeah, it was ready.
Yeah. Older than people that have their driver's license, that are just getting their driver's license now, so.
Yeah. It was time.
Yeah.
Other than that, this week I took Ella I gave her bath. That's like the most exciting thing I did.
Yeah,
but she needed it though.
Yeah, she always needs a bath.
And
she could take a bath every single day.
She's quarter hound, which, okay, that doesn't sound like a lot.
She's more than a quarter hound. I'm sorry.
She's probably 50-50. We did a DNA test, and actually, if you've been watching since the beginning, that was like on the very first or second episode I talked about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was way back then. And her DNA test came back 50% lab, which we figured she looks like a lab. She looks like a black lab. And then it was a quarter blue tick coonhound. And then it was like a quarter, they don't know. So I'm guessing that they don't know is just more hound. Because
it's gotta be.
Her lab and her hound like fight all the time. Like she's like, I want to be a good girl and be.
You can tell too. And
then she's like, I don't want to go be naughty.
She's so bad, but she stinks. She stinks.
She's got
like
a hound stink.
And you know that sour smell hounds will get? She smells like that all the time.
And so I gave her bath this week. And
yeah,
she also
then, like,
was
day
very
later,
shedding. She was shedding really bad, just with the heat. It was like, it was over.
She'd be more comfortable now for sure.
Yes, I got out a ton of fur. I got out so much fur out of her when I gave her. I did a de-shedding treatment, and it's the best.
Definitely.
So good. So good. Yeah, Ella got a bath. She smells much better and has way less.
I don't know about that. She smelled much better when she came home. Now she just smells like a hound again.
I love it though.
Just
I love
less
hound
dirty
smell.
hound.
I think it's cute. Unless it's like really bad. But she doesn't roll in like dead things. I know a lot of dogs that come into work to get bathed, they roll in dead things all the time. And though I think if she had the opportunity, she would.
You know she would. You know she would.
She's a pretty gross dog.
She is.
We don't need to get into that.
Oh my
she's
gosh,
really
she's a gross dog.
But
and she digs holes a lot too.
Yes, she's a digger, big time. Naughty. I'll come in and I'll notice that her nails are not black; they're like a brown color. And I think I even did some Instagram stories on that one time. Because she's just she gives it away.
The problem is with that dog is she knows what she's doing is wrong and she's not supposed to be doing it, but she does it anyway. You know, some dogs they just take something and you go, okay, well the dog didn't know that the dog wasn't supposed to have it.
Yeah.
You know, this dog knows because like we tested it one time. We tested it. We put a piece of bread up on the counter and we walked into the other room and then we looked around the corner and watched her and she stopped. And she got up to the counter, looked at the bread, and then looked like back and forth to make sure the coast was clear. Came out into the hallway a little bit to make sure that the coast was clear. Went back in, took the bread. It was amazing. The other thing she'll do is if there's food, on the counter, she'll wait until she'll come out. She'll come out while I'm saying goodbye to Tiffany while she'll go to work, and the dog will like go back into the kitchen, like wait until we're out of the kitchen and Tiffany's leaving, and then go back in.
Yes.
And
every time.
Like she's sneaky. She'll
like walk up to the door when I'm going away. I'm like, oh, bye, Ella, and then she like gets away and goes right back to the kitchen.
So sneaky.
She is.
She's gotten meatloaves,
pierogies,
bread, anything.
The chicken bones.
Really, the chicken bones that one time.
Saga.
That was crazy.
And she's passed them all just fine.
She's got an iron
which I'm
stomach.
glad. I'm very glad for, because that can be really bad.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And really dangerous. And obviously we don't want her to eat these things.
Right.
We like tried not. Every once in a while we'll just slip up not think and leave something out, you know, on the counter that she can get to, and she does.
Yeah, you'll find
she
her
never
like
misses
all
it.
up on the counter like that, just splayed out.
She never misses a chance to get it, and she's so funny. She's so funny, and she's got the very expression eyes, like expressible
She's very
eyes.
expressive.
Oh
because
my gosh.
you can see kind of the whites on the side,
it's
so she
so
looks
cute.
up at you.
She looks like a little Precious Moments dog. Like
she does.
and like,
That's kept her from getting in serious trouble before, I think. Especially when you're around.
I love her. She's so naughty.
But
yeah, that was, yeah, I gave her a bath this week, and, because, yeah, when I do a bath, it's not just like, okay, rinse her down in the tub, you know what I mean? Like, I take her to work, we get to do it, like, a free bath each month on our own dogs, and, so I took her in, and I did a whole de-shedding treatment, and just got all that extra hair out, and, yeah, it really does wonders.
Definitely. Let's see, what else do we have?
You and your brother, you're going up to Jay's Sporting Goods today.
Yes, we are.
Up in Clare.
Yeah, up in Clare, Michigan, there's a sporting goods store. It's huge.
It's like...
and it started out in a garage, actually.
Did it
years
really?
and
I
years
didn't
ago.
know that.
Yep.
Wow.
It started out in a garage, and now it's just massive.
Yeah, and they've got another location in Gaylord, isn't it?
Gaylord,
yeah.
Yep. So we're going up there. I reload my own ammunition for hunting, and I just got
And so does your brother, right? Yeah.
Yep, he does as well. And so I've got to buy some new powder because I just got a new gun.
Yep.
44 Magnum that I'm going to be using, a handgun, for hunting deer this year.
So they're going up there
And for bear protection for
Yeah.
up north.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
so yeah, so I got to get some new powder, and we're
Yeah.
gonna go take a look at that. They've got a pretty good selection of reloading equipment, and
Yeah.
so that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you guys love it
A lot
up
of fun.
there, and it's such a cool place up there.
It's gorgeous.
I think it's a great area.
The entire area is really pretty. I mean, it's a lot of farm fields, big Amish community there.
Yes, very
and
big.
So you get kind of these rolling hills with all the farms, and now they've
It's beautiful.
yeah, and now it's just kind of like a sea of green and yellow, and
Yeah.
it's very picturesque,
Yeah.
for sure.
So yeah, they're doing that, and I think that's actually it for life stuff. Unless you can think of anything else that we've got going on. I don't know what we've got going on this week, but we'll let you know.
Yeah. We'll probably incorporate that in our live podcast next Monday.
Yes.
So yeah, come hang out for that. We'll all kind of hang out. We're gonna
Yeah, it'll be fun. Get some snacks.
have a scotch, and we'll
Snacks and wine.
yeah, definitely. We'll hang out. We'll have a good time. 8 p.m. March 23rd Eastern time.
Yes, yep. I'm really excited that we're like planning a day to do it.
Definitely.
I'm really crossing our fingers that nothing comes up, because I feel like anytime we try to plan something, like something will come up. But I'm really
We'll make it happen.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of, we did not mention the Fiber Festival.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Fiber Festival.
Yes, because, and why I said this is, I've been waiting to talk about it because I was worried I wasn't going to be able to get it off for work. So, but I got the okay. So, the Michigan Fiber Festival in Allegan is August 19th, 18th, that weekend. And it is, like I said, in Allegan, Michigan. We went last year and we had such a fun time. It was really hot, but I'm going to make sure I bring water. And that one's appropriate for the Fiber Festival. But yeah, I'm super excited. We're gonna be there on the Saturday, and I know they're trying to work out like a podcast meetup, I believe. Lacey of Hooked on Owls podcast, go check out her podcast. She's in Michigan as well, and she was kind of messaging me about that sort of thing. So I'm really excited. We're both gonna be there.
We are.
My mom will be there. We're gonna go stay over the night because it's out towards her house, and
That'll be
yeah,
fun.
I know. I'm so excited. So yeah, there's gonna be, I know Tuft Woolens is gonna be there, which I saw on the vendor list. She wasn't there last year, and so I want to get some wool wash.
That's a pretty big event too.
Yeah, it is. And Loop was supposed to be there last year, and they didn't end up coming. So, but they're on the list again. So I'm really fingers crossed that they're gonna be there. I want to get some of their fiber, but yeah, Leading Men Fiber Arts will be there. Just a ton of people will be there. A lot of names that I recognized, you know, in the area. So
Definitely.
Can't wait. So yeah, if you're gonna be there, let us know. Maybe I'll get a thread going on in Ravelry. I like doing that. Then we can kind of talk about who's gonna be there and stuff. So
Totally.
yeah, I think that's all we've got then. So if you're gonna be at the Fiber Festival, we'll see you there. Come say hi if you're there. And yeah, we will not be vending there. I always forget to mention that. We're just gonna be there shopping. So all right, guys. I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you for the live event on Monday.
Take care.
Bye.